shape tween animations, what they do is compared to the motion tween we have seen last time. In a motion, we mentioned the first keyframe and the last keyframe's position of the object, and based on these positions, Flash will do the tween. Means it will calculate the in-between positions. So we have seen the ball moving from top to bottom, right to left, the text is zooming, zoom out, those kind of things. And for that we had motion editor as well, which is giving us more options to configure the animations. With the shape tween, we don't use motion editor because shape tweens are not used for creating motion related animations in Flash. Okay, the main purpose of shape tweens is to transform one shape onto the other, and then Flash will do the transition of the shapes using a shape tween technique. Now to do that, I've got the first layer on the first keyframe. We just use any shape tool. For example, I'm using an oval tool. Right. Use any colors you like for your oval. Okay. And on the stage, I've just got one circle. Okay. That's my first keyframes object. Now I'm going to change the shape of the circle on, let's say, by using an interval of frames. For example, my timeline is 20 FPS. Let me make it 32. And let me use maybe randomly frame number 40. Insert keyframe by right click or press F6. Should give us a keyframe. I haven't converted my shape into any other symbol or a group. I'm keeping it a plain shape which is selectable. Okay, make sure your object drawing mode is always off, and make sure you don't have any symbol on the stage, because shape tween doesn't work with the symbols or the groups. On the stage for the keyframe, you must have a shapes with the fields and the strokes. Okay, now the easiest way to understand or quickly check whether it's a simple shape or it's a group is simply drag the selection over it. You'll get those white dots which will allow you to select the parts of your shapes. Now that's just a quick indication that it's not any group. Okay, if you don't get something like this, if you think you are getting an outline around your shape, that is its group, and your shape tween will not function. Okay, so first things, always make sure you have a shape on your stage. Now once you have a shape, that's the first keyframe. I have a full circle, and I'm going to move my timeline playhead at number 40, and for that keyframe I can even delete this circle, so there's no shape or no object present on the stage. You can see the keyframe turns blank keyframe as well in the timeline. On this stage I'm going to use a simple Polystar tool. Now Polystar allows you to draw polygonal shapes. With the Polystar, I'm going to change the color of it, and let's draw a simple polygon like that. Okay, so all I have in the timeline is number keyframe 1 shows a simple circle, keyframe 40 shows a polygonal shape. Now in between interface here, we convert that timeline phrase into a shape tween. All you do is right click anywhere between the number 1 and number 40 frames, and we select create shape tween. Okay. The moment we do shape tween, the visible difference in the timeline, you can see for a motion tween, the span between the two keyframes turns light blue color. Okay, it shows you same kind of indication where an arrow will pointing towards from start position to the end. It does same thing in shape tween as well. The only difference to understand, it has a light green shade to display the number of frames in your timeline. So that entire light green area is that many frames in your timeline being tweened as per their shapes. So somehow their points are changing into the other points at the last keyframe. Now just to review, just to play the animation, if I'll close this movie, if I'll go to number 1, the playhead will start showing you the transformation. Number 1 circle, and then slowly, do you see, frame by frame, it starts changing its shape into polygonal final shape. Now it's transforming the colors as well. from gradient green is going to the solid yellow. How Flash is determining all this is, that's what the tween techniques are. This technique will automatically take these transformation values. There's nothing in your control. Okay, but you can do quite a lot interesting animation. Let me just test it, and you see this is how it works. Okay, now if you have objects or symbols, and if you try and do a motion with as well, it will still work, but it will not change the shape. Okay, so you have to make sure the solid shapes are there with the fill color and the strokes outline. Now, a lot of people use it quite in interesting ways, normally to use transitions. For example, I'll show you one example. I'll go File, and let me import an image. So if I go to File, Import to Stage, I expect you to do this example after the demonstration. So just go to File, Import, and use Import to Stage. Right. Select any picture you like from your folders. I'm just going to go to my folder in K Drive Web 65. Let's see, from Photoshop, I'm gonna pick some image. Image. Using free transform, you can. Okay. Wow, just got a stage with an image on the stage. I'm going to rename my layer as image. Lock the layer so that the image stays intact on the stage. The other thing I want to quickly show you when you use images is, when you select the image, on the right hand side you have image properties where you can scale the image by locking its width and height. So if we, for example, if I just lock on the width and height, it will maintain the constraints and accordingly change my image sizes. Okay. The other interesting thing, when you have an image, for example, if the image is dropped here somewhere and you want to align it with in your stage to the center, to the top, to the left, then you simply go to the window menu and you have an align, which is Control K. With the align panel, this is the align panel. What this panel does is, whatever object you have selected on stage, whether it's a symbol or just an image, you select that image using selection tool. You just click on it once, and then from this align panel, you make sure on this right hand side to stage property is clicked. What this to stage enables, it does is, with respect to the stage, which is a white canvas of your Flash document, with respect to that stage, it will align your object. Okay. For example, with respect to the stage, the top row shows the align properties here. They were there in Photoshop as well in the options bar. Now the first option says align left edge. So with respect to the left edge of your stage, it aligns your object. Okay. Then the center, horizontally, and to the right edge. The other column has align top, align vertical center, and align bottom. That's how the image will keep moving inside the stage. Means if I exactly want to fit it in the top left corner, then I should select align horizontally left and align vertically top. So it will exactly go and fit in your top left corner. Okay. If you want the image should exactly centrally align in your stage, then you make sure you click on horizontally center and vertically center. Okay, nice guaranteed center point of your stage. Very handy and very easy tool to use for alignments in Flash. So that's just a bit of an alignment when we use images. I'm going back to lock it and add a new layer in your timeline. Now here on this new layer, I will use a rectangle tool. Okay. And I will cover the entire stage with the white color and the white stroke because my background is white for my document. So with both white colors for outline and for the fill, and using rectangle tool, layer 2, first frame, I will just draw a full shape which is covering the entire stage. Okay, and then after a bit of interval, let's say I will go to frame number 30. To see the image till the end, I will add insert frame at frame number 30, which is right click insert frame, or press F5. Okay? Layer 2, last keyframe, insert keyframe here because we need to do a change in the shape. So if I just hide it, you can see the bottom layer only shows the image as it is till the end because we are not changing any keyframe or any shape at the moment. But the top layer, first keyframe shows the full solid shape, and the last keyframe, I will change this shape in some different arrangements. Let's say I will just delete the center part of it. Okay, so I have a top shape, the last shape, and if I just do in between shape tween, this is how the transition will happen. See that? All it is doing is changing the shapes. You just add a shape tween and it does the effects on top of it. I've just deleted the internal shape. You see, I've got two thin rectangular strips at the end. Okay, and the first keyframe, I have a full rectangle. Just using selection tool. Selection tool. Draw the selection. Very easy. And then just add a shape tween in between. Rest of the thing, we don't even know how it's going to happen, but because of the practice and I'm using it, I know most of the effects. But it's very, very easy to use shape tween this way to create a very simple transitions for your Flash documents. Let me stop the demonstration first for the shape tween.